Children, you studied the structure of nerve cell. You came to know that nerve cell is a complex structure. It carries the message from our organs or from the part of our body, especially the skin, which is very sensitive, and then give it to our brain, and then again the message is brought from brain to the cell. So nerve cells which are present inside our body, they are performing of passing the impulses, converting them from chemical to the electrical signals. Okay, and but finally from nerve cell the message is passed on to the muscle cells. So the action or the movement which is brought about in the body, it is done by the muscle cells. So muscle cells are very necessary to bring about this activity. Okay, when these cells contract or show any movement, at that time what happens, we come to know the function of the nerve cell. Okay, so thus we can say that nervous system consists of well organized network of nerves. Not only when one type of cell is present, it is containing the different type of nerve cells which can conduct the information in the form of electrical impulses from one part of the body to the other. Okay, so nerve cells has to perform the different functions, and accordingly we have different types of nerve cells. So see here we have three different types of nerve cells: sensory neurons, motor neurons, and the association neurons. Sensory neurons conduct impulses from sensory organs to the brain or to the spinal cord. Children, when we get hurt from outside, okay, at that time we come to know that somebody has hurt us or something happened with us. So that message is passed from muscle cell to the nerve cell. So the nerve cell which is carrying the message, sensory nerve cell here. Sensory nerve cells conduct the impulse from that sensory organs to the brain. After carrying this message, the motor nerves works. What the motor nerves do? Motor neurons conduct the impulses from brain to or spinal cord to the effective organs like muscles or the glands. Whatever the thing happened with us, that message is given by the sensory nerve to the brain, and accordingly how to act, that message is passed from brain to our skin or to our muscles by the motor nerves. Are you clear? Message from body to the brain is brought by the sensory nerves, is carried by the sensory nerves, while what to do, what action should be taken against it, that work is done by the motor nerves. Motor neurons are carrying the impulses from brain to the effective organs. Okay. Third type of nerves, these are the association neurons. What is the function of association neuron? Association neurons perform the function of integration in the nervous system. Children, you know, though there are some important persons who are shown on the stage that they are acting, they are working, but there are some people who are working inside, which are not shown in the show, but they are working, that are the association neurons. These association neurons are the neurons which are helping to the sensory and motor nerves for carrying the message, then passing that impulses. So association neurons are attached to the sensory neurons and the motor neurons to perform the process of a nervous system. Okay, so that is said that they perform the function of integration. They are the helping hands, we can say. These are the helping hands of the sensory nerves and the motor nerves to carry on the function smoothly. Okay, so this is all about the nerve cells. Now we will study about the nervous system, which is very important. The human nervous system. Children, you must be knowing that whatever the other systems are performing, doing the work, that work is controlled by the human nervous system. Digestive system, respiratory system, all these systems are controlled by nervous system. So it is very important, complicated system. So that system is divided into three parts: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and the autonomous nervous system. One by one, we will study all the three systems in detail. Central, present in the center; peripheral, which is present in all over the area of the body; then autonomous, it is again one different automatic things happens that we are going to study in detail. So first is central nervous system. Okay, the central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. Children, first of all we will study about the brain. Brain, and below that a cord-like structure is present in the vertebral column, that is called as a spinal cord. You know that brain is a very delicate structure present in the bony box that is called as a cranium. What that box is called as? Cranium. It is very delicate, so kept very safely. Okay, and spinal cord is protected by, it is also delicate, so it is protected by the vertebral column. The space in between the delicate central nervous system and its bony covering are the protective layer called as the meninges. Children, see here, the space in between these delicate organ, that is the brain and the spinal cord, brain or the spinal cord and their covering, that is filled by means of the protective layer which is called as meninges. Okay, and the cavities present in the various parts of the brain. Small cavities are present in the various parts that are called as ventricles, whereas the long tubular cavity of the spinal cord, it is called as the central canal. Okay, the cavity of the brain is called as the ventricle, while the long cavity which is present in the spinal cord, it is called as a central canal. So ventricles, central canal, what are these? These are the cavities present in the brain and the spinal cord respectively. Okay, so in between this ventricle, central canal and spaces between the meninges, you know meninges is the space between these delicate organs, they are filled with cerebrospinal fluid which plays a very important role. So the space means between the organ, delicate organ, and the, what it is said, the box or the hard covering, that is filled with a cerebrospinal fluid. This fluid supplies nutrients to the central nervous system and thus protect it from the shock. See, very important thing, that cerebrospinal fluid plays a very important role in supplying the nutrients to the central nervous system and protect it from the shock. Okay, that's why we take too much care of our brain. So how is that brain? What is the weight of our brain? It is about 1300 to 1400 grams and consists of 100 billion neurons. Children, See here that brain, which consists of 100 billion neurons, and how it is? It is 1300 to 1400 grams in weight. Okay. This brain is divided into three main parts: cerebrum, cerebellum, and the medulla oblongata. See, the bigger part, it is called as the cerebrum. The bigger part that we are finding, it is called as the cerebrum, while below that cerebellum is present, and below that a triangular portion you are observing, that is called as a medulla oblongata. So brain consists of cerebrum, cerebellum, and the medulla oblongata. That brain, or the main part of the brain, which is the cerebrum, it is the largest part and consists of two cerebral hemispheres. See here, two cerebral hemisphere. Okay. These cerebral hemispheres are joined with each other with the fibers and a nerve tract. Cerebrum occupies 2/3 part of the brain. See here, you are observing most part of the brain. It is a cerebrum, and therefore it is said to be the important part of the brain. It is also said to be the large brain. Its surface has deep and irregular ridges. Are you observing that irregular ridges? And grooves. Ridges and grooves you are observing, which are called as convolutions. What they are called as? Convolutions. Because of these convolutions, what is happening? The area of the brain has becoming the more. Surface area of the brain is more. It is present in the form of folds. Okay. So, wherein the large number of nerves can be accommodated. See here, these folds, though it is looking smaller, but because of that fold, what happening? It has a large number of nerves. Next part of the brain, it is the cerebellum. This is the smallest part situated below the cerebrum. Okay. Its surface shows a shallow groove instead of deep convolutions. See the difference. Convolutions are seen in a cerebrum, while they are shallow in the cerebrum. Then next is medulla oblongata. What medulla oblongata it is doing? Medulla oblongata, it is the hindmost part of the brain. It is triangular in shape, triangular pyramidal part. This medulla oblongata continues downward as a spinal cord. So, do you know how that all the three parts, cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and cerebellum, plays an important role? See the function of the cerebrum. Cerebrum controls the voluntary activities. Okay, voluntary means which is under our control. Concentration, planning, decision making, intelligence, all these things are controlled by the cerebrum, that is the main part of the brain. Then cerebellum, it is performing the function of maintaining our body's balance. That's why पीछे सिर पे नहीं मारना बोलते हैं ना. Cerebellum is there, which is maintaining the balance of our body. Next is medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata controls the involuntary activities, the activities which are not under our control, like beating of the heart, blood circulation, breathing, sneezing, etc. Okay, this is all about the structure and the function of the brain. We will study about the function structure of the spinal cord. Before that, I will tell you about the function of the left brain and the right brain. See here, children, the function of the left brain and the right brain. Left brain, analytical thinking, logical thinking, language, science and mathematics, while right brain, holistic thinking, intuition, creativity, art and music. So in this way, right brain controls the left side and left brain controls the right side. Okay. Thank you.